And to everybody over on the YouTube side, good morning, YouTube. How are you? Good to see everybody over there. How you doing? Hey, cruise ship guys, how are you? Good to see you. Happy Sunday. It's Sunday morning, which means it's time for Cruise Chat Live. So did anything happen this week at all? Anything that we should talk about at all? I don't know. I don't think there was much news this week at all. Anything? Hey, Goldie, how are you in Mississippi? It's hot and humid in Mississippi. Wow. Yeah, I bet it feels about the same way here. I wish I was on a cruise ship rather than just having a little inflatable cruise ship here with me today. But, you know, it'll be soon enough. Hey, Bill, how are you? Oh, Bill, how are you? I didn't realize you changed your handle. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Hey, Rana, how are you? Good morning, everybody. So for the next hour or so, we're going to be talking about all things cruising. I'm Walter. And, of course, the big news this week, Princess Cruises updating the Princess Plus and all of that good stuff. Cindy, 34-day countdown. Yes, rock on. 34-day countdown. And I know I've got Michael and his mom are going on their very first cruise next week. I can't wait to hear all about it. They're going on the Norwegian Escape. We got them on there. Rock the boat. How are you, Becky? How are you? Good to see you. Good morning, Barbara. How are you guys? I hope everybody's doing fantastic and you're all, you know, enjoying all the news from Princess and all the people. I'm not going to go on Princess anymore. They're ruining it. It's just so, it's so interesting. Every time, you know, a cruise line comes out with a new plan or a new idea. Oh, they're ruining cruising. I'm going to go on another cruise line, only to find out that all the other cruise lines have a very similar program. It's like, you know what? They all have, except for Virgin Voyages that pretty much rolls just about everything in there. I mean, you know, I was looking at some things. So like Holland America has Have It All. Carnival doesn't have one. They've got a drink package for $60 a day. Royal Caribbean doesn't have one either. They've got a drink package that's up to $90 a day. Celebrity has the all-included, but that's $75 a day, and it doesn't have everything that the Plus does. Of course, NCL has free at sea. That's really good. That's a really good program, but it doesn't have the gratuities in it unless you upgrade it. So, you know, at the end of the day, and of course, MSC has the Yacht Club, which is a fabulous deal. I mean, you can get a Yacht Club suite for about the price of a balcony on most other cruise lines. So that's actually a really good deal. You get Wi-Fi, you get drinks. Are gratuities in the Yacht Club?
I don't believe
I don't think they are. Yeah, I don't think they are. So, you know, I know a lot of people are upset with Princess this week, and oh my gosh, now they're adding charges and they're doing this. What they've really done is they've made the Princess Plus an even better package. And if you don't have Princess Plus, yeah, you just got hit with a few extra fees. But such is life in cruising. That happens all the time. I mean, I don't know how many times we booked a cruise and then things change. Things that were supposed to be included, no longer included. You know, things, venues have gone away. Like on, somebody was saying that they were all excited about like the jazz club on the Oasis class of Royal Caribbean. They're going away now. They're turning those into a non-smoking casino. So some people are really excited. They got a non-smoking casino. Other people, we don't have a jazz club anymore. We like the jazz club. So things evolve all the time on cruises. And especially if you book long range, you know, you're booking a year or so out, things are going to change on that cruise ship. Yeah, boy, we're just having all kinds of fun connection issues of late in here. Rock the boat. You got 55 days to your Mediterranean on the Viva. Wow, brand new ship. I can't wait to hear all about that. She looks phenomenal. We have not been on the Prima yet. Really want to get onto the Prima because she looked. I know there's a, boy, talk about a love-hate relationship. There are a lot of people, a lot of Norwegian fans who just do not like the Prima class. I really want to get on. She looks gorgeous. I know that like originally the Prima class was going to be like all Haven style, and then they changed their mind and now it's like a blend. So the ship really doesn't know what it is. I think they were trying to answer the Edge class is what they were really trying to do with that ship. But she looked beautiful. I really want to get on that ship, so I cannot wait. Hey, Pier Runners, Yacht Club Sea View in May included gratuity, but we gave additional. Awesome. And you know what? We encourage that too. If you get good service on a ship, yes, your gratuities are paid, but if you get good service on a ship, definitely. I like to give my favorite bartender a little something on the last night. We usually give our room steward a little something on the last night. By the way, if you are new to the channels, either on YouTube or TikTok, we would appreciate you subscribing to the channel. And if you like what we're doing, please hit the likes as many times as you like. Rebecca likes to poke me in the face to give me the likes. So if you want to just poke me in the face and just give me likes there on TikTok, by all means, feel free. She really loves doing that. It's so fun. But good morning now. Good morning, Belly Girl. Michael McIntyre, there you are. 7 days to your first cruise. I cannot wait. You're going on the Norwegian Escape, or the Escape, as Dory would say. So the Escape has one of our favorite restaurants at sea. It has the Food Republic, which is absolutely amazing. It's a tapas-style restaurant. They're going to have a touchpad there, like an iPad for you to do your thing. Oh, man, it is such a good restaurant. Of course, it is an extra fee, but I cannot wait. You know, one of the things that always amuses me, people who go on their very first cruise, you don't appreciate how big these ships are until you actually get up to them. And you're walking onto it, and you're like, "Holy crap, this thing is big!" And it almost never ceases. And even for us, like when we went on to Symphony of the Seas for the first time, we were like, "Holy crap, this is big!" And we've been cruising almost 20 years, and it was big. So I cannot wait to hear back from you, Michael, on what you and your mom think on your very first cruise. We're so excited to be your travel partner, and we're so excited for you guys to take this first cruise. Cannot wait. 70 days until the MSC Seascape. Oh, that's the newest one. So the Seascape and the Seashore, I'm finally getting them straight. So the Seascape and the Seashore are the new EVO versions of the ship. They added an extra deck to them, so they took away the zip line. And from what I've been told, like all the little navigation issues and some of the other things that were a little off about the Seaside, they've corrected on the Seashore and the Seascape. And we want to do the Yacht Club on the Seascape, actually, or actually the Seashore. The Seashore is the one that's coming up here to Port Canaveral. a little easier to get to. So we're probably going to go on the seashore and do the yacht club. Because we did the standard on Seaside, which of course we have the playlist on TikTok, soon to be coming over to YouTube. And I would rather do the yacht club in that next evolution. I want to see how the ship, evolves. So walking up to the Vision of the Seas seems big, heading out end of October. Wow, boy, the vision is so small in today's world. Hey, Kurt over here, how do over on the YouTube side, how do AARP gift cards work? Looks like Celebrity, you can only use one per cruiser, but Carnival, you can use as many as you want. And if I book with you, can I give you the gift card numbers? So I don't know about Celebrity. I haven't used one there yet, but like with Princess. So for those of you who don't know, he's asking about the AARP gift cards. So you can get like about a 10% discount. So a $500 gift card, you get 10% off of that. And then you can use the gift card to turn around and pay for your cruise. Now on Princess, it's unlimited. You just simply give me the gift card number and I run it just like I enter it in as if I was entering a credit card. And it's the same with all the cruise lines. Yes, you can use gift cards with a travel agent. You just have to give us the card number, and there's always a PIN number that's associated with it. Now, I don't know about Celebrity Royal Caribbean if you can only use one. We haven't actually had anybody use one. Princess is the one everybody's using them on, and I highly recommend if you're going on a Princess cruise, you have access to AARP. Buy the gift card through AARP and then give us the number. You're going to end up saving 10% on your cruise just by doing it that way. So Kurt, I will have to look into the deal with Royal Celebrity. Do they really only take one? I would be surprised if they did, but it's possible they do because they know that you're saving money. But I can tell you with Princess for sure, it's unlimited. I have clients who have paid their entire cruise with the even the deposit. They pay the whole thing with Princess. Honeymoon in 2 weeks, cheeky corner suite on the Scarlet Lady. Oh my God, that's my favorite cabin. That is my favorite cabin so far. I mean, the junior suites on Royal Caribbean are fabulous, but that cheeky corner, the only thing that's missing, and they had it on the original drawings, they had like almost like an outdoor sofa in the original renderings that's not there. That would be so nice because you've got the two loungers and then you got these two little bitty, you got an itty bitty table with two chairs. And of course you got the hammock around the corner. I don't know why they didn't put two hammocks. The thing is so big. It'd be nice if you could just swing side by side. But that's the only thing that's missing. But otherwise, my God, the view from that balcony, the way it wraps around, fabulous. We were on deck 12. Absolutely fabulous. So have an amazing time. Kurt is asking, are we going to do 2024 group cruises? We are. We just haven't had a chance to figure it out. We have been so busy. You all have been, everybody here has been absolutely amazing. We have just been so busy planning and booking. Just this week alone, I don't know, we booked like 20 or 30 cruises, something like that. I don't know. And I booked a Universal Orlando trip for a family. They're coming down for the holidays. We've got folks going on a river cruise, on biking for the holidays next year. I got a bunch of, oh man, I got so many folks going to Alaska. I can't keep track of all the folks going to Alaska. So Kurt, yes, we will have group cruises to announce for 2024 when we can get around to figuring out what we're doing. So I apologize. Figure Thanksgiving for sure. I mean, keep your Thanksgiving open. We'd love to sail for Thanksgiving. So, oh, Rebecca's giving me one of these, but we're sailing for Thanksgiving next year.
I just don't know how, that doesn't seem to be a really popular, like it's.
Well, that is true. She's saying it doesn't seem to be popular. So that may be one of those that we're just going to let you all know that we're going. And if you want to join us.
Unofficial group.
Yeah, unofficial group. So, and Macrina is saying Carnival is unlimited for, I bet the whole Carnival company is probably unlimited, but I don't know with those AARP gift cards. Jeffrey, you're going in the Haven. Oh my goodness. Yes. The Haven is flat out amazing. And the only problem with the Haven is once you do it, you're never going to want to cruise differently again. For those of you who have never sailed in the Haven, that is on Norwegian Cruise Line. It is that whole ship within a ship. You need a, you need a card just to get into that area. You've got your own bar, your own restaurant, your own pool. You've got 24-hour butler service. You got a concierge. You've got everything. It's kind of like if you've never seen it on a cruise ship, you may have been to, like, especially in Las Vegas, they have these hotels where like the top 3 floors are a different hotel from the rest of it. It's kind of the same idea. And they're usually in the front of the ship, but I think on the Prima Viva, they've moved it to the back of the ship, which I think is actually nicer. I'd rather be in the back of the ship where you get that whole wake view. So yeah, awesome. Mar, my thoughts on a Margaritaville ship: don't sail on them. There you go. That is the only cruise line I will not book anybody on. I will give you the phone number and say have at it, but I think your money would be much better spent on Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Princess, Holland America, Virgin Voyages, Celebrity, MSC, Oceania, Viking. I mean, anybody else but Margaritaville at Sea. You're going on the Seaside in September. When's the series going to be out on YouTube? I've been looking. I'm so sorry. It's on TikTok. I have a whole playlist on TikTok. I have been so busy. I've even said to my wife, like, I've got to edit this stupid MSC Seaside stuff. I've got cabin tours. I've got all my food stuff. I just put something up about Ocean Cay. That was the first one. I got that one up. Ocean Cay was a huge, actually it's Ocean Key, as Michael explained to me. By the way, if you did not catch our YouTube live this past Thursday, we had Michael from MSC Cruises on the show on YouTube, and it's available for playback right now on YouTube. It's a 1-hour discussion with Michael about MSC. We talked about the World of America. We talked about Ocean Key. We talked about things coming along and a really unique setup that they have in Europe, which I'll talk about today as well. In the way that they do their itineraries. So it's coming soon. That's all I can say. Whenever I have time to edit it, we work very, very hard for our clients. And even just putting a proposal together for them takes us time. And then we've had a lot of clients calling in with needs. And I have to, obviously, I'm a travel agent, so I need to take care of them. Then I will get to the YouTube stuff so soon. So stick with me, Caleb. Or most of it is already on TikTok. So I have a whole playlist on TikTok that you can certainly watch. So, okay, Philip, how is the Disney Wish ranked from the other Disney ships? It's interesting. There's a love-hate relationship going on with that one, with the Disney fans, to be honest with you, because apparently the navigation on the ship is not quite as easy as it was on the previous ships. Of course, things are much more expensive on the ship. So I hear a mixed bag on that one. So that's just from me hearing, like, people, I've heard from clients and past Disney cruisers that they prefer like the Fantasy Dream layout to the Wish layout. So I'm going to be curious to see if they tweak anything on the Treasure, because navigation seems to be the biggest complaint, that there are like certain areas where like you used to just be able to walk the whole ship. Now you've got to go up, down, and around, kind of like the Seaside. The Seaside was a little bit like that with MSC, where we got turned around a lot. So it looks like a beautiful ship. Looks like an absolutely beautiful ship. So yeah, Kayla, for the tips on the Seaside, just look on the I think I've got about 15 videos right on TikTok. I got a whole playlist for MSC. So yeah, certainly check it out. I'll give two tips for MSC?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So one is when you buy an internet package, once you log on with a device, say your phone, that is the only device, is unlike any other cruise lines where you can log out of one and then log into another. Once you
basically, if I log in with this phone, that's it. That internet package is tied to this phone. I can't log off and go onto my laptop. So you're going to need an internet package for every single device. Go ahead.
And then my other advice is, maybe it's just me being clumsy, but I heard other people do this a lot. In the Jungle Pool, there's like these little kind of platforms to each side where there's loungers, nice shaded, but it's not, you have to really watch yourself when you're stepping off the platform, because it's very easy to miss the step and nearly fall. And
the Jungle Pool has these raised platforms on the other side of the pool, and they match exactly the flooring underneath it.
There is a little colored stripe, but I missed it. And so be careful in the Jungle Pool. It's a lovely pool. I like it. And once I knew it was there, I was watching, but if a gentleman hadn't caught me, I would have conked my head on the floor.
So the other thing I'll say, the Vinci Chocolate Shop, best affogato I've ever had. The pizza's good. Watch for the The homemade mozzarella and burrata is going to come out on the buffet like 1 or 2 nights, and then they'll have it for lunch the next day. That's amazing. And we did the Pan Asian set. It was like $109 each for the 2 of us to do 3 dinners in the Pan Asian. It was really good. The teppanyaki was the weakest of it, but it was still good. But the sushi and the Pan Asian side of it, really, really good. The pools are deep. The pools are like 6 feet deep on the seaside.
And there's salt water. Well, at least the jungle pool was salt water.
Yeah. So if you let Tina, if you let Royal pick your suite, do you still get the Royal up offers? So you're talking about a guarantee. I think so. I'm pretty sure that even guarantee guests are going to get the bidding because they want everybody to bid up. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. The concierge tower suite on the Wish. So you should go check out DCL Duo. DCL Duo podcast. They had a person, his handle has concierge in it. I can't remember the person's name that they had on the show, but he has done every single Royal suite in the Disney fleet. And he did the tower suite, and he said he'd never do it again. He said he enjoyed doing it one time, but his biggest complaint, which I've heard from other people, there's no balcony. You know, they could have put a balcony like somehow at the top of it, so at least you can get outside. But he's like, I spent all that money. I'd like to at least be able to step outside. But he did say it was a beautiful suite. So DCL Duo, Disney Cruise Line, DCL Duo. Lovely couple, Brian and Sam. In fact, I'm hoping to see them. They're here in Orlando right now. They did a podcast with a gentleman who did the tower suite. Great insight. Macrina, we have not been to or booked anybody to South Korea yet. I have a client going to Japan on Regent 7 Seas, but nobody has gone to Korea yet. However, we do work with tour partners that can send you to South Korea, no problem, either on your own or with a fully escorted tour. So yeah, if you want to talk about it, we can certainly talk about it. Teresa Todd, Norway, the Northern Lights. So Gruden Edition has a guarantee. So they have certain cruises that are guaranteed to see the Northern Lights, or you get a free cruise. That's the one I would probably take. I mean, heck, if they're guaranteeing it, and they're an expedition line too. But Norway with the Northern Lights is absolutely amazing. There is a chance that you can see them in Alaska if you go after, I think it's August 20th or August 15th, something like that. But you really got to be like up in the Fairbanks area to have the potential to see them. So yeah. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, again, we'd appreciate you subscribing both on TikTok and over on YouTube. And if you like what we're doing, please hit those like buttons and let YouTube and TikTok know that you like what we're doing. And by the way, I'm going to mention it right now too, YouTube and on TikTok. We are going to have American Cruise Lines on our YouTube show Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. That is river cruising in the United States. And it's not just the rivers. They do the coastlines. They do Alaska. So they do the Northeast, the Southeast. They do the California coast. They do up in Alaska, and then all the rivers in the United States. So if you want to learn more about American Cruise Line, tune into our YouTube channel Thursday night. Cindy is going to be joining us from American Cruise Line for an hour of discussion about American river cruising. So that should be a lot of fun. That should definitely be a lot of fun. So yes, Cindy Haven is amazing. Good morning, Stacy. How are you? How do you check in when using GoPort? First time cruiser headed to Liberty in 2 weeks. GoPort. I haven't used GoPort.
I believe that's a off-site parking thing.
Oh, is that an off-site parking thing?
I believe so.
Yeah, we've never used GoPort. So anybody else out there use GoPort yet that can comment on that? Hey, Scott, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, Amy, I'm sorry. We've never used Go. I've seen it like come up in some threads and message it, but we've never used it. So sorry about that. Let's see. Cecilia's going on your first cruise next month. Royal Caribbean. Oh, an Alaska cruise. That's a way to start your cruising career. Wonderful. Oh, the Norwegian Escape in Rome. That should be a lot of fun. September. Nice. Stacy is the newest diamond level on MSC. Now you got to book a cruise with them. So what Stacy's talking about right there is the status match. MSC Cruises has status match. So if you have loyalty status on any of the cruise line or with certain hotel chains as well, you can match your status with MSC and apply it to your very, very first cruise. So like Stacy said, they're already a diamond on MSC that will be applied to their very first cruise on MSC because they were at a high enough level on another cruise line. So definitely want to do
Although
it.
you do have to be aware, this is MSC's loyalty program in general. If you don't book I think it's every 3 years, the program sets back to zero.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to take at least one cruise every 3 years. Look at that O-Town teacher. She's a teacher, or he's a teacher, and you still won't go on a free Margaritaville cruise. I wouldn't either. I keep joking though. Did you notice how the ship went in for dry dock about a month after Ben and David's amazing video came out? I mean, that video pretty much said everything about Margaritaville that I had in my head. I'm like, there's no way I'm going on the ship because da 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 da. And sure enough, they had it all. So I was joking, you know, I wrote to Ben, I'm like, are you going on the ship again now? I'm like, I might almost go with you just to see. But yeah, even for free, I don't think I would go on there. Hey, New York Key Grip, oh, I like your handle, Key Grip. Love it. That speaks back to my days in television and film production. So love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Harmony of the Seas, Captain Air Texas. Harmony on the Seas on Christmas. Will it be decorated for Christmas? Absolutely, it will be. It'll be decorated right after Thanksgiving, or maybe the Thanksgiving cruise. It's going to be a massive tree out in the promenade. We were on the Symphony of the Seas last year, the week before Christmas. It was beautiful the way they had the whole promenade done up. And then out in Central Park, they had some decorations as well. It was really cute. And Santa was in the buffet a couple of days as well.
And they had some activities like they had Christmas caroling, and they had some Christmas movies that they showed in the theater.
Yes, we saw Elf. We saw Elf in the theater, which was hilarious. I'd never seen it in a theater. And of course, everybody knows all the lines by now. So that was really, really awesome. So, yeah, you're definitely going to have some Christmas fun. So, Dog Day, why do cruise ships spend so little time in port? Well, for the most part, you're going to get 8 hours in a port. It just depends on where they need to go, like how the itinerary is set up. There are a few that do overnights, especially over in Europe. The overnights are more popular in Europe, but even here in the States. So you can do overnights on MSC's Ocean Cay, or actually Ocean Key. Now I've learned it is Ocean Key. But it just depends on the schedule that's set up and how much time it's going to take to get between things. And of course, they want you on the ships for dinner so that you'll spend money on the ships for dinner. That's the long and short of it right there. But it has a lot to do with the itinerary. It has a lot to do with the port schedule. It also has to do like with the port itself, when workers and whatnot are available. And does the cruise line want to spend overtime to have people come back at, say, 11 o'clock at night to untie them to let them go? So there's a lot of factors that go into it. William, are we based in Orlando? We are. We're in the Orlando area, the home of oversized rodents and boy wizards. Absolutely. Dennis H., how are you, man? Good to see you. Your next cruise will probably be World America in 2025. We already have people booked on that ship. It does look freaking amazing. If you go back and watch our 1-hour show with Michael from MSC, that's on YouTube. We talked about that ship. He had some pictures, some renderings of the pool. Oh my God, it looks amazing. So yeah. Hey, Ryan, you're sitting and waiting to board the Escape right now. Awesome. Any last minute advice? Food Republic. Really good. The Tobacco Road, I think, was the best bar on the whole ship. The entertainment trivia that they do out in the main atrium area, they do so much out there. Definitely pay attention to what all's going on out there all day. Lots of great stuff. I mean, I don't know if you're in Europe or the Caribbean. I don't know where the ship is right now. I think it's here.
Well, yeah, it's here because Michael's going on.
Oh, right. Michael's going on it next week. Yeah. So check out the schedule. There's always a lot of things going on. I don't know who your cruise director is going to be. We had one who had such a deadpan sense of humor that was fabulous.
And I would highly, I mean, it always depends on the cruise director, but the one we had, the morning show that hilarious. They show on TV, they obviously taped the night before, and they were kind of happy, shall we say, the cruise director and his assistant. And
they were drunk. So yeah, they were drunk every morning, and it was a great morning show. So Richie, it's hotels in Transfer. Oh, are you talking about GoPort?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know much about GoPort. We don't use it. So if anybody else has used GoPort, please chime in. to give some advice on that, because that's just not something that either our clients have used or we have used. So sorry about that.
I think they do also do parking and
Gotcha.
transfers as well.
Gotcha. Hey, Christy, good morning. How are you? Hey, Renee, good morning. What are our thoughts on the new Princess charges? You mean this Princess? Yeah. My thoughts are they're awesome. It's not that they're adding new charges. What they've done is they've enhanced Princess Plus and made Princess Plus even better. Now, they have added a few more fees down the line. Yeah, so you're going to pay a one-time fee to get the Ocean Now to get going. You're going to pay $5 to have room service to start coming. And now they've added a fee for Alfredos. I hope that wasn't my fault, because I actually said that in a vlog. I'm like, God, I'm surprised they're not charging for this. It's so good. So yeah, there are a few more fees if you're going standard. However, two things that I will mention. One, they didn't raise the price of Princess Plus. It's still $60. At that price, it's still an outstanding value for most people. Premier, I think, is a little high, but Plus, just about, I would say 90% of our clients sail with the Plus, because it really is a good deal, because they're all going to get Wi-Fi. They have to pay the gratuity. So at that point, you're more than halfway to the Princess Plus. So it just kind of makes sense to add it.
And even if you don't drink, if you bought the non-alcoholic package on your own, it's going to cost more than
the Plus,
the extra that you're, after the Wi-Fi and gratuities.
So my thoughts are, it's the evolution of cruising. People want packages. The more and more people want packages. I mean, you look at the success of Virgin Voyages. Virgin just said, hey, we're just going to roll it all in. You're going to pay for it, but you're not really going to know, because it's in the fare. You're paying for the soda, you're paying for the meals, you're paying for all that stuff. It's just included in the cruise fare. So by doing that, that means that they can be more efficient in their buying power for everything down the line, and that's how they can get away with that. So I really don't have a problem with the new charges. I mean, it is the evolution of cruising. It's still a much better deal than Holland America or Celebrity. I mean, if you look at Royal Caribbean, people are paying $68 to around $100 per day per person just for drinks. That's just drinks. That has nothing to do with Wi-Fi or anything else. Carnival is around $60 a day just for drinks. So Celebrity has a similar package. It's $75 a day, and it doesn't include everything that Princess had. Now, based on our last sailing on the Sky Princess, the main dining room was amazing. The buffet was amazing. So the included food, and one of our clients recently went in the Reserve collection and the mini suite, and they said that extra menu and the they killed their specialty dining because the food was so good in the main dining room. So I mean, it is what it is. It's the evolution of it. And if you're really that upset, you start looking at the other cruise lines, you're going to find similar ideas over there. Like there aren't many that offer, say, a pizza joint like an Alfredo's included with the cruise fare. You have to pay extra for it.
And there is still free pizza up by the pool.
Yeah, free pizza at Slice. So, and like I said, the main dining room is excellent. The buffet was outstanding on the Sky Princess. So, I mean, I could eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the Sky Princess buffet, and I'd be perfectly happy. So it is what it is.
The only thing I will say is that if I was not buying the Plus or Premier, I don't know that I'd pay the money for the Ocean Now delivery, because it was kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, it was very hit or miss. So I would just go get the stuff. I ended up going to get my drinks half the time anyway. Now, Stacy, who's watching, they found her anywhere on the ship. It was really funny. But yeah, so with Princess, I mean, it's the evolution of what it is. And for me, it's an outstanding, that's $60 a day, gratuities, Wi-Fi, drinks, the Alfredos, the delivery charges and all of that. I mean, it really is a good deal, to be honest with you, for most people. I've seen, obviously the Cruise Critic Forum just completely blew up. And people are like, well, I only drink water. Well, if you only drink water, then maybe you don't do it. But if you're going to get that Wi-Fi package, the Wi-Fi runs about $15 a day per device. That's not if you're elite or higher up, you might get Wi-Fi for free. And then it's like, okay, well, I don't need Princess Plus. But for the most part, I think for most travelers, it's actually a good thing that they rolled more things into the Princess Plus. If it really upsets you, well, then you can go look at the other cruise line. But I don't know how much value you're going to find in the other cruise lines, other than say like Norwegian. It's really good with that free at sea. That's about $150, $160 a day per person. Gratuities not included in that, so you still have to add that, and coffee not included in that, so you still got to pay for those. So, I mean, getting a drink package up to $15 per day is actually a really good deal when it's about $29, $28 per day after you take away the gratuities and the Wi-Fi. So I understand a lot of people are upset. I understand people are upset because things change after they bought, but we've had that happen too, where we've had restaurants that were supposed to be free. Now there's going to be a charge. Maybe venues that were going to be free. Now there's a charge. Events that were going to be free. Now there's a charge. So, and then it works the other way too. Things that were a charge. Oh, now it's going to be free. So, you know, especially when you're booking 6 months or a year out, or maybe 2 years out, like some of my clients are doing right now, there are going to be changes on that cruise ship from what you paid for today. So it's another one of those kind of like roll with it. And if it really does upset you, then definitely switch off and go to another cruise line. I just don't know what you're going to find on the other cruise lines that's going to be so much better than what Princess is offering. So just consider that too. You know, you always have to consider that. But I get why people are upset about that. So user 541, how long have we been cruising? Almost 20 years. What is our very favorite cruise? That's a great question, Captain Air Texas. That's easy. That's Alaska. Sapphire Princess was the ship, and we did 7 days on land with Princess. We stayed in their lodges. So if you're going to Alaska, Princess is it, man. They are the one. Holland America right behind that. Then maybe Celebrity would be a good one. But yeah, hands down, not even close, the Alaska cruise. So until we come off, until we do something in Europe, that's going to be the best one. HRH, you just came off the Emerald Princess yesterday. Plus is a must. Oh man, I'm glad you had a good time. That's a nice class of ship. You know, nice size ship. It's not huge. Hey, time for fun. How are you? Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Belly Girl, if you have already paid separately for the Wi-Fi and the gratuity, can you change to the Princess Plus? And I believe you can. If you have not gone on the ship yet, I believe you can. If you reach out to your travel agent, they should be able to call in the Princess. You're just simply going to cancel your Wi-Fi, and if you've already paid for those gratuities, you should be able to call in. Now, I don't know how that's going to work, but it's certainly something that your travel agent can call in the Princess and see what they can do. Absolutely. What ports do Princess sail from? A lot. A lot. I mean, in the
later
U.S.
on, she's in South Mississippi. So
you're in South Mississippi. So
she likes the New Orleans port, which I don't believe.
I don't think Princess does them. They do Galveston from time to time. I don't think they do Tampa.
No.
So it's going to be the Florida. You know, it's going to be Fort Lauderdale. Soon to be Port Canaveral. The Caribbean Princess will be sailing out of Port Canaveral in the winter of 2024. But for you, Galveston, certain times of the year, they will be there. They sail out of New York, and they sail out of LA, sail out of Seattle, Vancouver, lots of ports over in Europe, of course, Barcelona, Rome, I believe Venice, so Athens. But they sail out of a lot of places. But if you're in Mississippi, Galveston's probably going to be the closest. There's only a certain season that they sail there. And then it's going to be Fort Lauderdale or Port Canaveral. Yeah. I thought the dinner buffet choices on the Emerald wasn't what it used to be. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's obviously going to be dependent on the chef. What we found on the Sky Princess was just like beyond anything that we ever remembered. So yeah, that is for sure. You're welcome, Christy. You're not sailing until January, but you've only paid a deposit. So will our plan then work? Oh, are you the one who asked about the deposit? Okay. Will our plan? I'm sorry, Christy. Will your plan?
If they already have Princess Plus, it will include the new changes.
Yeah, it'll tell. And anybody who has Princess Plus right now, I think it kicks in August 12th. So if you have Princess Plus or Premier, automatically your plan changes on August 12th, and you're going to be able to take advantage of everything. Absolutely. Becky Lundgren is reminding me, puppies on the piazza. That's one of the things that Princess does in Alaska. They weren't doing it when we went to Alaska a few years ago, but now they do puppies on piazza as part of their North to Alaska program, which includes Discovery at Sea, and a few other things. So yeah, puppies on the piazza are going to be freaking amazing. MSC Eureba in a few months. Has anything changed with MSC in terms of policies or anything like that? Not yet, but if you want to go watch the whole hour, we spent an hour talking to Michael from MSC last Thursday on YouTube. The replay is live now. He said specifically that MSC literally just had their first big meeting with all of the American sales team, with some of the folks I think came in from Italy. They had their first like real meeting, and the whole topic of discussion was feedback from the guests. They have gotten a lot of feedback, especially from the American market, and they're going to start making changes. And he said, look, the changes are not going to happen overnight, but MSC has heard you. And he said the MSC of next year should be different than the MSC of right now. So he said they're already starting to implement some small changes on the shift, and you will start to see more changes rolling out, especially in the American market. Now, that's all he was talking about was the American market, because that's what he works with. And like one of the big things that they're doing, the World America is going to have the first comedy club of any MSC ship, because that's something that apparently is uniquely American. Apparently over in Europe, they don't care about the comedy clubs on the ships.
Well, there's so many different languages.
Yeah.
And comedy
that's true.
Necessarily translate that
that's true.
into other languages.
So, but he did say that changes are coming on the American side. He didn't say anything about the European side, because obviously he is on the American team. So P. Marie with a silent B, you did 8 days in Alaska on the Norwegian Bliss. You weren't impressed. I'm so sorry. That is a very big ship. You're welcome, Jessica. That is a very big ship, and I think that ship is better suited for warmer climates. Alaska is better suited for smaller ships. I get why they're sending the bigger ships up there, because families still want, the go-karts and all that stuff to do. But for me, Alaska is about Alaska, and you want to be on a smaller ship. Ships around maybe no more than 3,000 people, but more like 2,500, maybe 2,100 people. Smaller ship, like our dear friend Stephanie, Sean and Steph's channel that we're so proud to sponsor. She just did the Norwegian Spirit. And if you look at the size of that ship, that's like the smallest ship that Norwegian has. And it was the perfect size, because they didn't dock up at the main train dock in Skagway, for example, just having all the problems. They docked up somewhere else on a smaller dock, and they were just able to walk off. So I think the smaller is better in Alaska in terms of the ship. So good morning, Megan. Thanks so much for joining. It's good to see you again. We would appreciate it if you like what we're doing. And if you're not a subscriber yet, please do subscribe to the channel, both on TikTok and YouTube. We really do appreciate your support. And of course, if there's anything we can do to help you with your future travel plans, where's waltertravel.com. On the YouTube side, there is links in the description to set up an appointment with me, or TikTok side, just simply click my logo and then go into that link tree. The very first link, it's going to say contact us. Just set up an appointment. I'll give you a call, or we'll hop on a video chat. And that's how we get started. Our services are 100% free, but your memories are priceless. I came up with that. I'm kind of proud of that one. I'm going to take a sip. That's my marketing background coming in. So, hey, Tara, good morning. Good to see you. Lance, 1984 first cruise. Oh my goodness. You thought it was a big ship, 540 passengers. Wow. Wow. That's absolutely amazing. Holy cow. So 540 is a luxury cruise line now. That's amazing. HRH Prince, you have your eye on the 22-night cruise out of San Fran to Alaska on Ruby in 2025. So we just booked a client on the 42-night. It's the Holland America Volendam, sailing from Fort Lauderdale all the way through the Mediterranean and back, 42 days. And if that's not long enough, we have a 73-day, I think it is. You can sail from Fort Lauderdale all the way around Africa and come back to Fort Lauderdale. I don't know how many days it is, but you can sail from either San Diego or LA all the way down to Australia and New Zealand and then come back. So you don't have to get on a plane. I mean, these cruises are unreal. So if you've got the time and the wherewithal, and they're really not that expensive, to be honest with you, a 42-day cruise for two people kind of shocked me at what the price was. I'm like, wow, is this right? Is this for both of them?
You definitely got to divide the total price by the number of days and come up with a per
Oh
day
my God,
cost,
it
and
was
it can be quite
it
reasonable.
was amazing. So yeah, so if you're looking at some of these longer cruises, I think it's very interesting that you bring up the Alaska out of San Francisco. I think that's a very interesting idea for Princess to do it. I mean, if you look at most of those itineraries, it's really just a 7-day Alaska cruise, and it turns into like 11 or 12 just because the time it takes to get back and forth. But it is kind of neat to have a different location versus Seattle to go up there. And I saw that 22-nighter. That looks really, really nice. If you'd like to do it, certainly reach out. We'd love to help you
And what
get
they
on
go
there.
on sale next week?
August 3rd. We've already got things lined up to book on August 3rd. So I'm really interested to see if the Princess website is ready for us on Thursday. So I got a question over here. Do I have any idea when we can book the escape room for Royal Caribbean Navigator? You're 31 days out and you haven't seen anything. I think it's on board.
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe the escape room is on board. I don't know that that's an advanced activity. If you're 31 days out and you're not seeing it, my guess is it's going. We've never booked it. Anybody ever booked the escape room on Royal Caribbean? Can you book it in advance? Be great if you could answer the question for Megan. Yeah. Nurse Tara is saying, I wish more cruise lines would do a transatlantic round trip. They never will because it's a repositioning cruise. They're putting the ship in position to do the next leg, to do that season. Now, the only one that does it is Cunard. So you can do it. You can take one cruise line one way, and then you can take Cunard the other way. Cunard does about 30 to 35, I think. So it's not every week, but they go back and forth, and they do Southampton to New York and also Hamburg to New York and back again.
But you do have these Holland America ones, that very long cruises that go over, do stuff, and then come back.
Yeah, if that's what you're talking about, yes. Yeah. So Holland America is one of the few that can do it because they have some really nice small ships. I mean, Princess, I'm surprised Princess hasn't taken a couple of their smaller ships and done this, like the Island Princess, the Coral Princess. Those would be really good. Yeah. I'm sorry, Nurse Tara. I was thinking transatlantic, but yeah. Holland America, Boston, Fort Lauderdale, and San Diego. They have very long round trips going out. So you can go around Africa. You can go to Australia, New Zealand. You can go to Europe and do it without having to fly across the pond. You just get on the ship. It's a domestic flight versus having to fly across the pond. And they're absolutely amazing. And they're really reasonably priced. They're not stupid expensive. So James is asking, what are my thoughts about the Icon of the Seas coming out? We have been invited to a preview sailing, so I'll let you know once we get on it. I think it's one of those ships that really could just be a cruise to nowhere if that was allowed here in the U.S. because 19 water slides, a whole water slide park on top, or a whole water park on top. However, the one thing to keep in mind too that most people aren't really talking about is the adult side of it. They've got like a whole adult pool, swim up bar area. They've got some new venues inside. The Aqua Dome certainly has taken shades of celebrity. I see a lot of celebrity in this ship. I really do. You got the infinite balconies coming in. They've got the champagne flute, hot tubs. What they've done in the Aqua Dome with some of the lighting and the styling and all of that. I'm seeing shades of celebrity slip in. So what I see is a blending of Royal Caribbean and celebrity. The family side, which Royal Caribbean's really good at, and we want to appeal more to the adults that are coming on with the kids. So we're grabbing stuff from celebrity that's working really well. If you look at the Edge class ships, and then you look at some of the stuff that they're doing on the Icon, you can see some of that Edge class coming over and crossing over, not just the infinite balcony, but in some of the stylings and some of the ideas are coming up with. So it's a really interesting idea. The Oasis class, far and away, the most successful class for Royal Caribbean. So they see this as the next evolution. We know there's a second ship coming. We haven't heard about anything beyond that. And then the Utopia even borrowed a little bit from it by doing the Azumi in the park thing there, where you could have walk-up sushi. So that's going to be really cool. So I think it's really interesting. I think it's really, really interesting. Yes, Tara, it would be amazing to not have to fly anywhere. Hey, Aaron, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks so much for joining in. 40-day cruise. Joe, how are you, my friend? Yes, the Volendam is a very small ship. It is one of their smallest. And in fact, the Volendam is so small and it is an older ship the only balconies are in the suites. That's like a throwback to the old days where everybody had an ocean view. And if you got a suite, you got a balcony. And that's how the Ballin Dam is set up, because my client did actually ask about getting a balcony. And I said, well, you got to get a suite. It's not like the modern ship that have like tons of balconies all the way around. So it was very interesting. Yeah, Joe, it's almost time for your honeymoon. That's so exciting. Cool glasses, lady. I love the handle. You're going on a Quantum of the Seas in September to Alaska. Have an amazing time. It's interesting because that quantum class was sort of kind of developed specifically with Alaska in mind. It's one of the reasons why they have the indoor SeaPak. One of the reasons why they have the North Star that goes up. It is a very big ship. So it'll be interesting to see how well you do, like getting off the ship, getting back on the ship, because the Alaska ports are small. So it'll be very interesting. But it is an absolutely beautiful ship. We saw the Odyssey when we were sailing out on the Sky Princess, and I really want to go on one of those quantum class ships. I really want to do the bumper cars, and I want to try the iFly so bad. So really excited. So have an amazing time. Hey, if anybody is watching this and you're not in our private Facebook group, coming over to I have a public page, Where's Walter Travel, and we have a private group, and it's like about 400 of us, and I love seeing your travels. That's the whole purpose of setting up that page. So consider coming on over to Facebook and joining Where's Walter Travel private. That would be a lot of fun. Nurse Tara, do I know when Celebrity's going to release their 2025 itineraries? Not yet. I mean, there's some out there. There are definitely some 2025s out there, but not everything. I think, who was I pricing yesterday? We were looking at some 2025 Princess.
Caribbeans.
Oh, yeah, in the Caribbean. In fact, we were looking at Princess.
That's only the first part of the year. They don't
have.
The
yeah, the first part. In fact, I think May 2025. Is that up?
I don't know.
We'd have to take a look, Tara. But we were looking at 2025s yesterday for a client. March. Yeah, February, March. So May could be up there. It was the Eclipse and the Apex and the Ascent. We're already up there for 2025. So certainly reach out. So your husband is on a Caribbean Princess from Virginia up to, your husband's friend is on a Caribbean Princess from Virginia up to Canada. Any ideas on the Caribbean Princess? She was our very, very first ship. She's a great ship. That's the one I was talking about that our client did the reserve, and they absolutely flat out loved what they were getting in the main dining room. The main dining room and the buffet, as I've said before, I think they're some of the best at sea with Princess. Sabatini's Italian is always a fabulous meal, usually a fabulous meal anyway. If you watch our Sky Princess vlog, you'll see we had a little bit of an issue with it on the Sky Princess. But
they made it right.
They made it right, and then the Crown Grill was absolutely amazing. So Princess is great. Oh, and Caribbean Princess has some amazing pools. So if they like to hang by the pool, that's definitely a good one. So Aaron is asking, what is the difference between the Scarlet Lady and the Valiant Lady? Basically nothing. They're identical. Same with the Resilient Lady. And same with the Brilliant Lady. Minor modification. So Virgin Voyages thought process was, we're going to make all of our ships identical, so that when you walk onto the ship, you don't have to spend any time trying to figure out where anything is. So like you come on the ship the first time, you figure out where everything is, and the next time you come on, and the next time you come on, you know right where everything is. There's some minor cosmetic differences. In fact, I think Valiant and Scarlet are pretty much identical. With the Resilient, where the swings are on Scarlet, they are seahorses, like carousel horses instead. But other than that, and then with the Brilliant Lady that's coming out, they made some slight modifications to her so that she can go through the Panama Canal.
I think they might have slightly different shows.
Yeah.
Some of them.
They do have different shows. I think Valiant and Scarlet have the same shows, and then Resilient has different shows. They're starting to roll out some new shows. I know Resilient got all the new shows first, and then some of them are coming to Valiant and Scarlet as well. But the Brilliant Lady, from different reports I've heard, is either slightly narrower. They're definitely redoing the lifeboat so that the lifeboat don't hang off the side, because right now on the Lady ship, the lifeboats hang off the side so she can't go through the Panama Canal. So they're changing that. And somewhere I read that they changed something about the overhang on the back as well. That's going to be slightly different. I think they were talking about deck 16 where the net and everything is. So the Brilliant Lady has been modified so she can go through the Panama Canal and head to West Coast. We don't know when that's going to happen. But otherwise, the 4 ships are basically identical. There's very little different about them. So, Owen, you can't wait for the Disney treasure. Me too. I can't wait to see what else is happening. Christy, Fort Lauderdale up the east coast of Canada. That should be amazing.
Yeah, not Virginia to Canada, Fort Lauderdale to Canada.
Yeah, that should be an amazing trip. I mean, the Caribbean Princess is a fabulous ship. I love that ship. The pool in the back. Princess really has some lovely aft pools. It's not an infinity pool, but it's right there in the back, overlooking the back area out there. If they're looking for a quiet place to hang during the day, the Skywalker Lounge, yes, it's called the Skywalker nightclub. During the day, it's a lovely place to just sit and relax during the day, and you got great views looking out the aft of the ship, or if you sit in the front, you got great views looking down the entire ship. Yeah, they're going to have a good time. They're going to have a good time on that ship. What are my comments on the Royal Caribbean Harmony of the Seas? Well, we haven't been on that one, but we were on the Symphony, and I tell you what, I absolutely love the Central Park. I didn't know I was going to like the Oasis class that much. I really did have a good time on that ship. The water show was great. The shows in the main theater were great. The ice skating show was great. I thought the main dining room was weak. It was okay. But the specialty dining, we did Wonderland Hooked, Chopped Grill. We had at the Taste of Royal lunch. That was okay. I would not bother with that. If you do the key package, I thought the included lunch was weak. It was nice that we didn't have to go to the buffet, but the included lunch, I would probably skip that lunch and maybe go to Park Cafe instead in Central Park. And take advantage of getting on the ship early, but then go to Park Cafe. If they have hooked seafood on Harmony, I don't know if they do, but if they do, that was good. That was really good. That was probably our favorite restaurant on the entire ship was Hooked Seafood. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I don't know which ones are on Harmony.
Yeah, I can't keep track of who's got what. And then they start adding things.
And Italian, I don't know whether they have Jamie's or Giovanni's.
Yeah. Nurse Tara saying that she heard that RCL has hinted possibly at building new smaller ships. They should. I don't know why nobody is building smaller ships. I think Virgin hit it square on the head by building 2,700 passenger ship. That's a nice size ship. I think getting down to more like 2,100 would be really nice too. I think that would be fabulous to start seeing some newer small ship besides the luxury cruise lines. Obviously, if you want to go small, we got Oceania, we got Regent Seven Seas, you got Seabourn, Silver Sea, about 1,100 people or smaller. Azamara as well.
Viking
Ocean. Yeah, Viking Ocean. So we've got the smaller ship, but you're stepping up the luxury. It would be nice to see the mainstream. I'd love to see Princess come out with some smaller ships. I mean, the Coral and the Island Princess, I'd love to see more ships like that versus just always going big. It's like, some of us do like the smaller ships, and would be nice to see new smaller ships coming out besides just the ultra luxury. I mean, the Explorer Journey, good Lord, that's a beautiful ship, but it's out of range of so many people, but it would be nice to see that. So I really hope that. I really hope so. So Aaron is saying that there's no Hooked on Harmony, but I'm sure there's going to be some good restaurants too. Aaron loved the solarium up in the front. That is an adults only solarium, which is really, really nice. So yeah, and that's true, Tara. They have older ships that they're going to have to replace, like the Vision, the Grandeur, the Serenade. They're getting up there, and they do need to be replaced. So it will be nice to have like they can take what they've learned from the big ships and now apply that technology and everything to the smaller ship. I think it's going to be fabulous if they really do it. So, Billy, is there a point at which I can no longer add free at sea to my sail away booking? I want to say it's around 48 hours before the cruise. They're going to close that out. They have to close out everything about 48 hours out. So I would say no more than a week out if you're really serious about adding it. Now with sail away, if you're talking about guarantee, I don't know if the free at sea can be added to sail away bookings. If you're talking about a guaranteed booking, but I don't think we can apply it to those categories. So I don't know. I have never booked a guaranteed cabin on it. In fact, I've only booked like 2 guaranteed cabins in all of my bookings, and I don't recommend it. So I want to say there's a rule with the sail away cabins. If that truly is a guaranteed sail away, I don't know if you can add it to it. I honestly don't know. So Yeah. Any suggestions on taking my kids for 6 and 14 for the first time? Yeah, number one, work with a travel agent, travel advisor. Whether it's me or somebody else, work with one of us, because the most important thing is we got to get them on the right ship. We need to know what they like to do. We need to know what you like to do. What do you guys like to eat? Where are you going to sail out of? What time of year are you going to sail out of? Then we're going to help you pick the right ship to make sure that those kids are going to have a great time. Obviously, the family cruise lines, we got Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Disney, NCL, even MSC. So you really got you got 5 to start with. That's 5 cruise lines. And of those 5 cruise lines, there's over 100 ships. Royal Caribbean has 26. Carnival has 24. MSC has 23. I bet you guys didn't realize that MSC was that big. They're the 3rd largest cruise line. And then, of course, we got NCL and we got Disney. So we got around 100 cruise ships right there that I just mentioned in those 4 cruise lines. And depending on when you're going to sail and where you want to sail out of, there might be 5 or 6 ships that we can choose from. And it's our job to help you put together the right cruise ship. So that would be my number one piece of advice. Whether you reach out to me or reach out to any one of my colleagues out there, work with a travel advisor. We don't charge anything. There are some out there who are starting to add fees to their services. We don't. We're one free with travel advisors for almost 20 years. All of our cruises were booked through a travel agent, and then we became one. So now we book our own. We still work with travel agents. It's just us instead. But seriously, work with a travel advisor, whether it's us. We'd love to work with you. There's all kinds of contact information here, where'swaltertravel.com, or reach out to another travel advisor. Those are the 5 cruise lines you're going to start with. And then it just depends on what the kids want to do, what you want to do, and then what's available, time frame, and where you want to sail out of. But yeah, definitely. We work with a lot of families. In fact, I've been, I have to split the families up into various cabins and all of that. So yeah, the most important thing is picking the right ship, that everybody has a good time. We've heard from multiple people who've gone with their families. They either did it on their own or they did it through some cheap cruise website. And they're like, our kids didn't have a good time because it didn't have the water slides. It didn't have all this stuff that the website showed. Well, yeah, because you went on a really small old ship that doesn't have. It's like, where's the roller coaster? Well, that's on the new ships, not on this ship. So yeah, that would be my first piece of advice. And you're definitely going to start with those 5 cruise lines and then work from there. So yeah, that is a cool way to see the East Coast, to go on a cruise ship. Why not? Absolutely. Thank you, Tara. Tara says to work with us. You can't see it because she's on the YouTube side, but I swear, if I could hold up the screen and show it to you, Tara's saying to work with us. So we would love to work with you. We have so much fun. I really enjoy putting people on their first cruise. Oh my God, it's just so much fun. But then I've worked with multiple clients who just had a bad experience for one reason or another, either with a travel agent or booking it themselves. It wasn't what they thought it was going to be. That's the most important thing, us trying to help you make it what you think it's going to be. And we try to be honest. Not every cruise line, not every ship and every cruise line is great. I've been called out by Royal Caribbean for saying that the Sorrento pizza is awful. Do you really have to say that? Yeah, I do, because I think it's awful. I think it's worse than frozen pizza. But kids love it. There's adults who love it. I just don't happen to like it. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's that great.
I suppose for kids, it probably is better than the pizza they get in their schools.
I bet it is. I bet if I went to the school cafeteria, I would say Sorrento's pizza is amazing.
So maybe that's
I bet I would. Hey, Desiree, good to see you. Better late than never. Good to see you. Jada, on 30-day cruises, is the Wi-Fi good enough for doing work? Working at sea is my thought. So here's the thing about Wi-Fi at sea. It is satellite based. So you are wholly dependent on the signal from that satellite, the angle of the satellite feed to the ship based on where the ship is, and is there cloud cover? Because a lot of cloud cover can actually interfere with the satellite signal. Thank you, Desiree, for the super sticker. You are so kind. Thank you so very much. We appreciate all of your support. You've been one of our early supporters. We definitely thank you so much for the super sticker. You're amazing. But yeah, so working remotely from a cruise ship, I've been doing it. I've only done 7-day cruises so far, but I've done NCL, Royal Caribbean, Princess. I've done Virgin Voyages. So calls at sea, video chatting at sea. The only issue I had on the ship so far was making calls over Wi-Fi from Virgin Voyages. I had to use an app. On the other cruise lines, I could just literally just make a call over Wi-Fi straight off my phone. But doing video chats, doing all the rest of that stuff, it absolutely has worked well. But you have to understand there will be certain times, certain days, the Wi-Fi is going to suck, and that even with Starlink coming in, because you're on a moving vessel. And your relationship to the satellite is going to change at all time. So the short answer is yes, but there will be times that it could be a little. So yeah. Patty Chapman is asking, can I expand on why I do not recommend a guaranteed cabin? I'll be happy. And it's a short answer, to be honest with you, because you bought a guaranteed category, you don't have an assigned cabin. Should the cruise line oversell the ship, which we have seen? Royal Caribbean's done it. Celebrity's done it. Of late, I mean, Royal Caribbean's done it quite a few times of late. You don't have a cabin, so you're going to be the first one bumped off the ship. That's one of the reasons. The main reason is I want to know where I am. You know, when you have a guaranteed cabin, very often you're going to get the cabins that nobody else wants, and there's a reason why we don't want them. They're under the pool. They're next to the theater. They're by the nightclub. You know, they're by the noisy stuff, and we don't want them. So when I go on a cruise, and the difference between a guaranteed cabin and a assigned cabin, very often you're talking maybe $200 or less. Very often. There are times when it's more, but very often, and most of the bookings I look at, you're talking less than $200 to go from something that's guaranteed to where I actually have a stateroom number. If you have a stateroom number, you're not going to be kicked off the ship. If you don't have a stateroom number, you can be kicked off the ship. But especially having a stateroom number means you know exactly where that cabin is going to be. And that's what we want for our clients. I literally have only booked, I think, 2 guaranteed cabins.
Well, we did guarantee at one point.
Well, we did because it's a travel agent. So when we decide to go as a travel agent rate, the cruise lines do offer certain times of the year, we can get a travel agent rate. That is guaranteed. That's how it works. And we knew that going in. But for our clients, I want to know where you're going to be on the ship. So yeah. Mama Donna, how are you? Have I been on the Island Princess? Yes. We're going on it based on its itinerary, but no, it's older. Yes, the Island Princess is a great ship. We went through the Panama Canal on her. Her and the Coral are sisters. Fabulous ship. We actually saw the Super Bowl on that ship. I remember they had actually a really nice nightclub in the back. That's where we ended up watching the Super Bowl. But it was a really nice, it's just a lovely ship. Great dining room, beautiful theater. I like the smaller ship. Now, the thing about the older ships, for the most part, especially cruise lines like Royal Caribbean, Princess, Celebrity, they take really good care of those ships. Now, one of our clients was on the Caribbean Princess, and she did say, I don't know, like a few weeks ago, and she said they were having some air conditioning issues, and they ended up giving them some onboard credit because of that. So that is, you know, that's some of the things. You're probably going to see some nicks and some scrapes and some things like that. She probably does need some tender loving care in some areas. But for the most part, you're going to be like, wow, the ship looks great. You know, I can't believe this is a 20-year-old ship or whatever the ship is. They're absolutely fabulous. So, yeah, you should have a great time. Pamela, why are there not more ships and itineraries from LA or San Diego up and down the Pacific coast, Canada and Mexico? Well, I guess they're not popular.
A large part of it is that a good chunk of the year, a lot of those ships are going to Alaska.
Yes.
So
yeah, all the good ships are in Alaska from May through September, approximately. And then after that, you know, they're scattering out.
And some will go to Hawaii during the winter.
Yeah.
But Princess, I know, does do California coastals.
Yeah,
certain times a year.
Princess probably does the most California coastals of the ones we've seen. But, you know, here's the thing. If it was truly popular and they were selling out the ship constantly, then you would see more of them. But what that tells you is that they're just not. So Princess, I think, has 17 ships. So when you have 17 ships, you only have so many ships, and you're trying to get them everywhere. And wherever they're getting the most sales, that's where those ships are going to move. So if they were seeing a big push for those itineraries, you better believe the other cruise lines would start slipping in. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Virgin Voyages does. Virgin is coming to the West Coast. I mean, you don't make a ship that can fit through the Panama Canal just because you feel like making a ship that can fit through the Panama Canal. She's coming through the Panama Canal. We don't know when. We don't know what it's going to be, but Virgin and LA, they just go together. I mean, the brand and Hollywood just goes together. You can bet there's going to be a massive party on the Brilliant Lady when she comes into LA. You can just bet there will be. So, oh yeah, Becky, you're going on the Island Princess in April. Yay. And Nurse Tara was saying she was on the Celebrity Summit, 20 years old, and she was absolutely beautiful. And we've heard the same about the Constellation and the Millennium. They're over 20 years old, and Celebrity does a great job of taking care of them. So Victor went to the park on Embarkation on Allure. It was amazing. No line. He ate outside. Right, the Park Cafe. I highly recommend the Park Cafe when you walk on to an Oasis class ship. Just skip the buffet. Or if you're going to go to the buffet, maybe go to the Solarium, because the Solarium Bistro is going to have a smaller crowd than the Windjammer. But that Park Cafe was lovely, and you're sitting out there with the trees. You literally forget you're on a cruise ship. Literally forget you're on a cruise ship. So, Billy, is it a guarantee? But I see they have a guarantee wood free at sea for 150 more. Yeah, I don't know. I know when I look at the guarantee, the sail away category, it won't lie the free. So I don't know about a guarantee that's 150 more. I could see. I could see. I can't think offhand, but I know when I've seen the sail away ones, I can't apply the free at sea. It's always the next level up. So it's possible that the next level up has moved to a guarantee, because they start out with the sail away categories. Those are guaranteed. And then as the other categories start to sell, they flip into a guarantee mode too. I can no longer grab a cabin like the IB, the IC, the IE, whatever, in the interiors, for example. It starts out with just one category being guaranteed, and then as they start selling, all the rest of them start to flip the guarantee. And so that very well is possible, what happens. So Aaron's saying that he wanted to do the Norwegian Bliss out of LA, but the prices have been very high. I can't wait for Virgin to head west. Yeah, it is interesting. You know, the prices have been really good of late, meaning that they've been high of late, and the prices are not going down like we used to see as we get closer to the cruise. They're going up. Virgin Voyage is a great example. Our Thanksgiving cruise is significantly higher than it was when we first started booking. Still a good deal, but it's definitely higher now than it was. So, Walter, you love the idea, 2,000 to 3,000 brand new ship with all new bells and whistles. I'm telling you, man. And Nurse Tara makes a good point that you know, Royal is going to have to start replacing some ships. People like the small ships. So, I mean, they can probably build a fleet of 4 small ships for the price of the Icon of the Seas. So why not? Let's see it. And they can probably build them in a year with this new construction thing they're doing. Oh my God, the way they build them. Wow. So amazing. Oh, Michael, thank you. You're looking forward to working with us. Yay. O-Town teacher agrees with me that, you know, and I called it cardboard. I don't know if you saw my clip, but that Sorrento's pizza, I actually called it cardboard, and that's why my Royal Caribbean rep reached out to me. Churchill, is Starlink going to be available soon? It is already fleet-wide across Royal Caribbean and Celebrity. Carnival is introducing it. I don't know if Princess has it. They have this thing called Medallion Net, which has been, quote unquote, the fastest at sea forever. I don't know if that's converting over to Starlink or not.
I think Holland is adding it.
Yeah, Holland definitely has it because they've had really good success up in Alaska. So I would expect that Princess is probably going to get it because they are part of the Carnival Corporation. And I don't know about Virgin. Virgin's signal has been good. It's been solid. I think I've seen some folks saying that they have added Starlink because the transatlantic Wi-Fi got much better of late. So, yeah. Starlink on the conning stand, but not perfect. Now, it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. The Wi-Fi is never. Here's what I have seen. So some people are like, oh, man, look at me. I'm getting 110 megabits per second on a ship. That's not what it's been about for me. I've been getting about, say between 10 and 30. What I've noticed, especially on the Symphony of the Seas and some of these big ships, I'm getting really good signal. I'm getting consistent signal throughout the ship. So I did 2 live streams on the Sky Princess from outside. I just set myself up right underneath one of the repeaters, and I did live streams from outside. And I've been able to do live streams on every single ship that we've gone on just by, I always get this streaming package, but I've been able to do live streams. And I've just noticed that the Wi-Fi has been more consistent as I move across the ship. There's fewer dead zones on the ship where the Wi-Fi completely drops off since they've gotten the faster Wi-Fi.
On MSC, you couldn't do a YouTube live stream. You could do a TikTok live stream.
Yeah, we couldn't do a YouTube live from MSC for whatever reason. We could do TikTok, but the YouTube live died every time. So Can I talk about the onboard activities that need reservations ahead of time? Well, that all depends on the cruise line, to be honest with you, such as like Royal Caribbean. You can book some of the shows in advance right now.
If you're on the Oasis or Quantum class.
Yeah, Oasis or Quantum class, you can book those in advance. Virgin Voyages, you need to actually wait until you get on the ship to book the shows and all the activities. Norwegian, I can't remember.
I think you can book some of that beforehand.
Yeah. So
but it really depends. It can vary on the cruise line and the actual class of ship.
Class of ship, like Royal Caribbean, you do it with the Quantum and the Oasis just because they're so big. So that varies depending on the ship and the cruise line, to be honest with you. Always check your app. You should always have the app for the cruise line. And then check the FAQ in the cruise line website. Of course, you can check with your travel agent too. That's one of the things that we try to get the answer for. It can be very convoluted and very confusing, even for us to go in and find that information. But if worst comes to worst, I'm going to pick up the phone and call whatever cruise line we're talking about and say, when can we book the reservation? Like Virgin Voyages, you can book your shore things 120, like right around the time of final payment, like 120 days out. You can book your reservation 60 days out for the dining if you are a rock star, 45 days out if you're a sailor. So it just depends on the cruise line, the ship, and the class. So where did I get that inflatable ship? Oh, this one came from the MSC Seaside. I've got the Celebrity ship right there. And I've got a plushie. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that is the Norwegian Escape back there. And not pictured is the Princess ship that I got on the Sky Princess. But this came from the MSC Seaside. I love these things. They're so silly. They're so much fun. I always go for the weird on a ship. I like to find a fun little thing. I also got his little baby brother too. The little MSC ship too. Let's see. You're welcome. How many days out to book international flights? I think all the flights pretty much are 9 months in that range. 9 months out, unless you're dealing with a tour package. Like I work with some tour companies in Europe, booking flight. Like I can book a flight 2 years out. I don't know how they do it, but they're able to see these flights 2 years out, and we're able to book them. So, but if you're trying to do it yourself, I think it's around 9 months. It's about at least domestically. I don't know if internationally it works a little bit differently, but certainly domestically, we don't actually book a lot of flights. A lot of our clients have points and all that good stuff, so they just want to book it themselves. We're like, okay, yeah, go ahead and book it yourself. You just did the Wonder of the Seas. You ate at the Solarium every day. That's a nice little buffet. It's not as crazy as the Windjammer. And that's where we had our chef's table dinner. So if you go see our Symphony of the Seas vlog up on, well, we have one on TikTok, and then we also have it on YouTube. I have a whole food review on YouTube. That's where we did the chef table dinner, was in the Solarium. That was amazing. I highly recommend, I don't know which ship you're going to do it on, which cruise line you're going to do it on, but at some point when you have a special occasion, do the chef table dinner. It's usually 8 to 10 people. The chef comes out before every course, or comes out with the course, explains exactly what you're going to have. The meal is prepared specifically for you. It was really good. It was really good. It was enjoyable. I love the fact that the tomato soup that we had a story behind it. It was his grandmother's or his mother's smoky tomato soup, and he told the whole story about it right before we ate it. And I was like, oh my God, what a great story. And what a fabulous meal. So pretty much every cruise line does it. And if you're going on the Disney Fantasy or the Dream, go to Remy. Go to Remy for your special dinner. Absolutely. Do you make reservations for a specialty restaurant and pay separately? Yes. So the way the specialty restaurants work is, yes, you do make a reservation for them. In some cases, you can make them in advance. In other cases, you have to wait till you get on the ship. So
that's only if you have a package. Pretty much everyone you can do in advance. I got you.
So with Royal Caribbean, and with so many things to try to remember, I apologize if I get a few things wrong. We only work with about 25 cruise lines, and they all do things differently. But for the most part, like Rebecca said, for the most part, you can make reservations in advance, and then it will be an upcharge beyond the cruise fare. It could be as low as $5 per person for a pub type thing, as high as 100 plus for certain steakhouses and things like that. I would say the average range, 35 to 55 per person, is like the average range. Some places like a sushi restaurant, it's probably going to be a la carte. So just like a restaurant at home, you're going to pay or whatever. But that's how the specialty, and I don't even know where the term specialty came from. It's a restaurant. You go into a restaurant that you have to pay for. So yeah, that's how it works. Your family loved Sorrentos. I'm telling you, Christy, you're weird. You like Sorrentos. I mean, I get that the kids liked it, but the fact that you liked it, that just makes you weird, Christy. I'm sorry. Christy is my fellow moderator on Facebook, so I can pick on her. I can totally pick on her. You heard that Royal Caribbean has their drink package 30% off right now. That's hilarious, Joyce, and I'm going to tell you why. If you are tracking the Royal Caribbean prices, Wi-Fi, the key, drink package, whatever, start a spreadsheet, start a notepad, whatever. Write down the dollar amount. Don't pay any attention to the percentage, because Royal Caribbean will go from 30% off to 50% off the drink package, but the actual price will go up by $10. Like the actual physical price you're going to pay will go up by $10. They do this all the time. So pay no attention to the percentage that Royal Caribbean is doing. If it went from 20% off to 30% off, I can almost guarantee that the price went up by at least a couple of bucks.
And a few comments later, somebody says they didn't buy the drink package till they got on the ship, and it was buy one, get one half off.
Which is unusual.
Again, that probably means that the price to begin with was much higher.
Yeah.
So you really cannot look at, for especially Royal Caribbean, ignore all their quote unquote sales and only look at the bottom dollar price.
Exactly. So when it says that the price is $50 per person, that's what you look at. You don't look at the percentage. At least 90% of the time, if you buy that drink package on the ship, you actually paid more than if you would have bought it before the ship.
No matter what sale they're advertising.
Black Friday, seriously, that Black Friday weekend is usually where I see the absolute best prices for all of this stuff. And again, you look at the dollar amount. Pay no attention to the percentage. Royal Caribbean is a master at the bait and switch. Or look this way, oh, wow, 50% off, but you didn't notice that we actually jacked the price up a little bit because all you're looking at is that percentage. Never look at the percentage for Royal Caribbean. And that's really true of all the cruise lines. I mean, I'm picking on them because they do it a lot, but pretty much everybody does that. Everybody does a sale, but the dollar amount, either, it went down by $1 or it went up by a couple of bucks. So you only track dollar amounts with every single cruise line. Yeah. You're planning, hey, Angel, you're planning to go on the MSC World America and its sister ship, World America.
World Europa.
Oh, will it have like the same amenities? So it'll have some of the same amenities. Yeah, like the bumper cars. It's going to have a beautiful pool. If you go to our YouTube channel, we just did a 1-hour chat with Michael from MSC last Thursday. The replay is now live on YouTube. We showed some renderings from the World America, and it is absolutely beautiful. And like one of the things that they're adding specifically for the American audience is a comedy club. So that's going to be good. But a lot of what you see on the World America, World Europa, is coming over to the World America as well. MSC Seascape, great ship from what we can tell. The Seaside was awesome. Right here on TikTok, I have a whole playlist from the MSC Seaside, so go check that out. And by the way, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, we invite you to please subscribe and hit the little like buttons and all of that stuff. I'm Walter, a independent travel advisor. That's my wife, Rebecca, sitting right off camera. And we are here to help make your travel just as wonderful as it possibly can be. So yeah, so please subscribe to the channel, both on YouTube and TikTok. We appreciate that. Any specialty restaurant we recommend on a Carnival celebration? Rudy Sea Grill. Absolutely, Rudy Sea Grill. We did it on the Mardi Gras. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And for the free food, Shack Big Chicken, oh my God, so amazing. So Stacy, you ate so much pizza, sliced pizza, the crew knew us by name. I bet. I'll tell you what, the pizza on Princess, amazing. The pizza that we had on the Carnival Mardi Gras, amazing. And the pizza that we had, boy, just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So
Christy makes me laugh.
Christy makes you laugh. That's so funny.
She loves Little Caesars too.
Well, Little Caesars, I don't have a problem with.
Well, yeah, but it's not great pizza.
No, it's not the best, but I'll eat Little Caesars all day long. I will not be eating Sorrento, but Little Caesars, I'm with you on that. I'll eat that all day long for sure. Thoughts on Radiance of the Seas? So we have not been on it. She's one of the small ones. Have not been on it. So what Royal Caribbean has really done is they've leaned into Vision, Grandeur, Splendor, Radiance, the smaller ship, and they've really started leaning into sending them on more interesting itineraries. And they are certainly more adult centric because they don't have all of the bells and whistles. She is an older ship. I don't know when she was last refurbished, so I'd have to look that up. I know we've quoted Radiance of the Seas. We have clients going out on Vision. I think, do we have a Grandeur? We might have a Grandeur. Splendor of the Seas, another one. So, I mean, they're great ship. The biggest thing is to make sure that you understand what is and is not on the ship. Because when you go to Royal Caribbean's website, they're going to say, there's all these activities and all these shows. And if you're not looking at the specific ship, you know, we have had clients who have reached out to us after going on a cruise and go, we didn't realize this, that, and the other wasn't on the ship. And that's the big thing. So I don't have any problem. So Royal Caribbean, Princess, Celebrity, especially, and Norwegian take really good care of the ships. So I don't really have any issue with booking clients on older ships. I mean, we do our research. We do our due diligence. You know, one of the best places and one of the worst places is actually Cruise Critic, because you can look up the individual ship. And yeah, you're going to see a lot of complaints on it, but you kind of have to weigh, well, what are they complaining about versus, you know, what are they getting? So sometimes the complaints are valid, sometimes they're not, but I think it'd be really good.
Or sometimes the complaints are just personal opinion.
Yeah.
Especially with food.
Oh yeah, food is the worst. Like I keep telling you guys how good the food is, but you know, that's just my opinion.
And everybody has different tastes.
Yeah.
We're a bit more adventurous. So if you're kind of a meat and potatoes sort of person, we might not be the best people to judge by.
That might be. And Macrina is saying that Fahrenheit 555 was tremendous on the Carnival celebration. Our my brother-in-law and Rebecca's sister did it on the Mardi Gras, and they said it was good. They thought Rudy's was better, but they thought Fahrenheit 555 was really, really good. Lots of questions about the Harmony of the Seas today, I see. Harmony of the Seas, we went on the Symphony. Fabulous ship. Central Park is amazing. Park Cafe is a fabulous place to get breakfast and lunch. The Hook Seafood, which is, oh, that's right, Hooked is not on Harmony. The Solarium was really nice. The Solarium Bistro was great. We thought that the Windjammer had been upgraded since the last time we went on the on a Royal Caribbean ship. Rebecca thought some of the Indian food was quite good on the Royal Caribbean ship. The main dining room was not so great on the Symphony. I mean, just being honest, it was okay. I probably would have eaten if we had a bunch of ridiculous onboard credit because we had so many cruises that have been canceled with Royal. So we ended up doing a lot of specialty dining, which is unusual for us. We might do one on a cruise, maybe two. So we spent a lot more time trying out almost all the specialty dining. But typically, like if the main dining room's a little disappointing, like that one was, I would have spent more time in the buffet that week for sure. And then that Solarium buffet was nice and small too. So I really liked that. So is the Navigator the same class? Are you talking about the Radiance? No, the Navigator is bigger. Navigator class is actually one of my favorite classes of ship. Navigator, Adventure, Mariner. I think there might be a fourth one.
There's the one that it's named, the class it's named after. It's not named
after. Voyager, the Voyager class. Oh. So those four for sure. That I think might be my favorite class of ship. It's a good size. So the Freedom class is the next one up. You know, Freedom of the Seas, Liberty of the Seas, all that. The Voyager class is slightly smaller. So I really like that class. It's a good size ship. It's not too big. Has the promenade. It has the ice skating rink. It has the flow riders and all of that stuff. But it has a lot of really good restaurants on it. The rooms are great. The junior suite was fabulous on the Mariner. Great. So I mean, we could have put a bed in the closet. The closet was so freaking big. It could have been a bedroom. But I think it's a really nice class. I really like that class. And then I like the Oasis class a lot. I like those two classes a lot. The Freedom class is nice. I would probably book on the, if it was me, I'd probably book on the Voyager class. But we have a lot of clients going on the Freedom class as well. They do love them. So I think the Vision, Tammy's asking about the Vision. The Vision's a great ship. It's a small ship. She talk about a weird photograph. I took a picture of her. She was right next to the Symphony in St. Martin. I mean, it looked like I photoshopped the Symphony because it was so freakishly big next to the Vision. But there is something about those smaller ships that looks lovely. We were our balcony was looking right out over the Vision, and I kept looking over at it, going, "My goodness, I want to go on that ship." It looked fabulous. She was in great shape. You know, the paint job, everything on her was in great shape. It looks good. I mean, she certainly has no bells and whistles whatsoever. And Nurse Tara saying, I'd love for you to sail on a small ship. Well, we've sailed on the Island Princess. She's a small ship. She's a very small ship. We sailed on the Sapphire Princess. She's a small ship. I really want to do an expedition ship for sure. And we've been looking at the Vision, the Splendor, the Grandeur. I'd like to do one of those small ones just to see. There's only so much time, and just one of me and one of Rebecca. And right now we have just been so crazy busy with booking everybody else that we just don't have much time right now to go take another cruise. So, but the Vision, I think the Vision's great. Just make sure you look at everything that comes with it and doesn't come with it, because it is different. It's very much an adult experience. I think it has a rock climbing wall. That's about it. There's no water slides that I know of.
Pools.
Yeah, I don't know what the pool situation is like. Well, I do know the center pool was good. Man, they were having a jamming party. I will tell you that. In St. Martin, that sail away party, that was pretty righteous party that we're having on the way out from St. Martin. It really surprised me because they were the first ship out, and that Vision was having a righteous sail away party. Yeah, Tara's going on it in October. I'm telling you, that was a righteous party going on. I couldn't get over it. So yeah. Do I have any info on the Carnival Horizon? I mean, I don't know what info you're looking for. I can tell you it's a great ship. It's a Vista class. I can tell you that clients love the Havana Cabana area. It's supposed to be, it's big. It's got its own pool. It's really nice. But the Vista class is great. You got the Horizon. You got the Vista. Now, the Panorama, I will say, I just had a client who was a little disappointed in that ship, mainly in the service that they received on the ship. They just did the Panorama out of L.A., I was looking at doing the, possibly doing the Panorama for another client, but I actually pulled that ship based on their feedback for now. I'm waiting to see if hopefully they can improve that a little bit. But the Horizon gets good marks. So you just booked the Breakaway, May 2024, first time cruiser. Any advice? Well, certainly check out my Cruise 101 playlist that's right here on TikTok. Lots and lots of information. What I just said applies to you. Make sure you fully understand everything that is and is not included with your cruise, and understand things could change between now and May 2024 for sure. Specialty dining is really good on Norwegian. We find the main dining room to be weak compared to everybody else. I mean, it's not bad. You're not going to go hungry in the main dining room. It's just, for us, it's not that great. And the buffet, while it's massive, it repeats itself too much. They could have more stations with more, a little more variety if they really wanted to. I mean, breakfast, that's always boring, but I mean, it is what it is. But like lunch and especially dinner, we think they could have more variety up in the buffet. They just really don't. But they do have the waterfront area down on deck 8. That's our jam, man. We hang out on the waterfront down there by the water. The pool areas tend to be a little bit small. They tend, especially on sea days, they're going to be really crowded. So we hang out down on the waterfront area. Great trivia, great games, great cruise director staff. You're gonna have, that's a good ship to go on your very first cruise. So, oh wow, you did Patagonia, Valley Girl. That's amazing. Only 150 cabins. Amazing, amazing. Tammy, I assume you're talking about the Vision out of Baltimore to celebrate your husband's 60th. Yeah, I've actually got clients doing the New Year's Eve out of Baltimore this year on the Vision. So that's going to be a lot of fun, Disney cruise out of Galveston Thanksgiving week. Probably not. Probably not.
Just because we can cruise when most kids are in school. When we do Disney, we tend to cruise when
the kids are in school. Yeah, we prefer Disney when the kids are in school. What are our thoughts on Royal Caribbean's new dinner menu? We were a little disappointed. I mean, again, that's so subjective.
I didn't have a problem per se with the menu.
Yeah, it's just the food was. Yeah, food was okay.
Fine.
It was okay.
Well, I didn't like my dessert. That was okay. I didn't really need dessert.
I mean, we've been on 3 Royal Caribbeans now, and the main dining room has never really impressed us. It's never been like, wow, the main dining room's amazing. I've always been more impressed with the buffet than the main dining room.
I do like Royal Caribbean's, personally, like Royal Caribbean's main dining room better than Norwegian.
Yeah, I would put it above Norwegian and above Carnival. But it's never been like, wow, it's a great main dining room. I think the buffets have always been stronger than the main dining room. I think the strongest main dining rooms really, you got Holland. Well, Holland can be hit or miss, but Celebrity, Princess, I think, are the two strongest main dining rooms of the mainstream cruise lines, and actually the buffets as well. Holland has a really strong buffet. We've heard that the main dining room's gotten better, but we have not been on the main dining rooms on the ship since they've redone their main dining room, so we'll have to see. Yeah. You're going on a Carnival Celebration first week in September. Got any information? Well, I've got a whole playlist both on YouTube and TikTok on the Mardi Gras. That's her sister. So a lot of similar information. The big difference is the French Quarter is the gateway on the Celebration. So it's more like an airplane terminal with some big windows and stuff. But the rest of the ship, very, very similar. So that would be my Rudy Seagrill, amazing. Shack Big Chicken, amazing. Blue Iguana, really, really good. Street Eat can be hit or miss, but when it's good, it's really good. The pizza was great on the Mardi Gras, so the pizza is probably going to be good. And the best coffee anywhere at sea, the Havana Bar, Cuban coffee, amazing.
Well, other than your affogatos on MSC.
Yeah, other than the affogato on MSC. For affogato, like you should book the MSC Seaside or any MSC ship just to get the avocado if they have a Vinci. Amazing. So yeah, it was amazing. You like the Solarium restaurant on the Oasis better than the main dining room? Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, you get more choice too. You know, that's the thing. You're like, oh, I try a little something. And I like mix stuff together. You know, I think I did a TikTok or I did some photos where I showed how I made my own breakfast sandwich on the MSC Seaside. I got the carved ham. I got an omelet, I got some bacon, I got some fresh mozzarella cheese, and I made a sandwich. I got toast, and I just made a sandwich. I just made that myself. That's the fun thing about the buffet. You can kind of mix and match things and make your own deal. So, Tammy, the dessert menu on almost every ship for us is disappointing, to be honest with you. Stuff looks great, and then it comes out and it's like Celebrity. They have beautiful looking stuff in their buffet on the dessert side. And the cakes are just like dry as a bone. And you're like, how do you make these cakes so dry? Now, maybe they're better now. It's been a while since we've been on Celebrity. But that's a problem across everything. Now, Princess actually had ridiculous cakes on their last cruise on the Sky Princess. It was amazing.
Good souffle.
Yeah. Any good restaurants on the Grand Princess? Well, I mean, you've got Crown Grill and you got Sabatini's. Those are the two standards for Princess. They're like
specialty.
Yeah, for specialty. I don't know what else is on the Grand Princess, but Sabatini's is usually my go-to. If I'm going to have dinner on Princess, it's going to be Sabatini's. So, yeah, absolutely. So, a great point. Holly Ann, thank you so much for that one. On the Carnival Celebration, Carnival Mardi Gras, and probably soon to be the Carnival Jubilee, you have an amazing salad bar in the Serenity Spa area up in the front of the ship. That is the 21 and over only area. You got your own pool. You get your own loungers, and for lunch, they set up a salad bar. It's the best salad bar on the entire ship. Right there. So, yeah, definitely. Thank you for reminding me of that. I forgot about that. That is in my playlist. I know that, but I totally forgot about it. Nurse Sarah's saying the same thing about the Celebrity cakes. They look gorgeous, and then you take a bite out of it, and you're like, how do you make it so dry?
On the plus side, though, it keeps me from eating too many desserts.
Yeah.
So, no, I definitely don't need dessert.
So Samuel's asking about the Mardi Gras gelato. When it was open, it wasn't bad. It was never open at night. Like when we'd go up there at night to do it, they had like huge sections of the buffet just closed at night. And the few times, I think I had it once or twice at lunch when I remembered it was running. So it's okay. Nothing at all like the Virgin Voyages ice cream, or certainly nothing at all like the Princess gelato. Oh my God, the Princess gelato is over the top. So amazing, absolutely amazing. So we've been going about an hour and a half, folks. We're going to have to wrap this up. I'm going to remind you to join us on YouTube Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. We are going to have American Cruise Line, American River Cruising, and American Coastal Cruising. So definitely join us if you've got questions. I'm still learning about American River Cruising. So if you've got questions about American Cruising, come on over to YouTube on Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have Cindy over there from American Cruise Line joining us, talking about all things. What's the best Alaska cruise to take? Any one of them. Alaska is amazing. We tend to book everybody on Princess. And if you've got the wherewithal to do a Princess cruise tour, that's what you should do. We did 7 days on land, 7 days on the ship. Just amazing. We saw, and I'll be very honest, we saw more wildlife on land than we did during the 7 days on the cruise. We saw whales during the cruise, And we saw some wildlife, but we saw most of the wildlife during our 7 days on land. So Princess Cruise Tour, there are 18 itineraries and 27 cruise tours opening up on Thursday for 2025. And there's still actually quite a bit of inventory for 2024. If you'd like to go in 2024 to Alaska, reach out. We'd be more than happy to put you on a ship. But Princess is my first choice. Holland America is my second choice. Celebrity is my third choice. And then from there, it's just whatever you guys want to go. So, folks, thank you so much for joining us. For everybody over there on the YouTube side, thank you so much. We'll see you guys Thursday night with Cindy. And if we can help you at all with your travel, please reach out to where'swaltertravel.com. Our services are free and your memories are priceless. It's so much fun to say. You guys have